Hi, in this video we're going to talk about where we're going to go for 2019 for our main holiday. As you might be aware, and you'll be able to have a look up here, we weren't decided. In 2018 we went to France. We had an absolutely breathtaking and amazing experience, and at the end of the video there'll be some links that you can have a look at what we did and where we went. So we went down to Tours and we went to Disneyland Paris, and it was an amazing experience, but it did cost us quite a bit of money. So I'll put a video up here where we talked about whether we weren't sure whether to go to France or whether to stay here in the UK. So it was a bit of a decision, and I'm going to talk about where we're going to decide to go in a minute. So when we looked at sites in Britain, we found some amazing places, and people on Facebook and the Caravanning UK and other places helped us give some great sites in Devon, in Cornwall, in Norfolk, and they had lots of things that we liked. We couldn't find something we exactly liked. So we found great sites that had a kind of great kids club, experience outside, good places to go around the campsite. They had a pool, they might have had slides, but not always all of them. So sometimes the sites look great and look really reasonable. It's had a pool outside, but they didn't have any slides. And that was something that worked really well for the girls last year. But the prices were pretty good. We also thought about, although it's obviously a bit closer than going over to France, you're still talking about 7 hours for a car to get down to Devon and Cornwall, and that's without it being busy. So we're probably talking 11, 12 hours with the car and the caravan. So we thought, well, actually it is further going to France, but it's probably not as much as you might think, particularly if you're traveling up here from the northeast, where it takes, as I said, 7 to 8 hours in a car without anything else. So we then looked at France, and we have decided in the end we're going to go to France. We're going to go to France again. And the reasons are this. We couldn't find anything, like we said, in the UK we liked, and we had a budget. So because of the B word, Brexit, and because of the things, we kind of thought about not going. And actually, as the video's been recorded, there has been an extension to Brexit, so it might mean more people go to Europe anyway, but we'd already decided this. And the reasons were that we could still get a reasonable price site. The fuel was a bit more, and obviously we're paying the ferry, but by the time we'd factored in getting the ferry and the fuel, it wasn't as much as you would think difference-wise. Now, obviously, normally the weather is better in France than it is in the UK, and we were really lucky last year that, apart from one day up near Paris, the weather was stunning, and we were just really lucky that we got like 28, even 30 degrees, so we kind of thought about that as well. So the kind of remit, or the area we were looking at, was trying to not spend as much as we did last year, because by the time we get down to Tours, it's an 8-hour drive for us, and the girls didn't really appreciate that. Plus the amount of fuel it cost us, best part of £450, probably in the XC90 because it does like a drink. We decided, let's go to France, but let's look somewhere at northern France, and we can try and pin it down to somewhere that's maybe 2 hours away. And we found some great sites, and we'll put the link down then below about the kind of sites we found and what we thought about those. And we found a couple of good sites. We found one that had the outdoor pool and the slides, but the reviews weren't great, and we looked at it and it just didn't seem like it would probably give us the experience we wanted. So that was that one cut out. We found another site, which again we'll put the link down below, which had the pool that we wanted. It had slides, it had loads of other things, but the pool was indoors, and my wife Lucy wanted somewhere that had a pool outside so we kind of relax and chill. One of the main reasons we came to France over going to the UK was the fact that the slides. We have 3 children, and what that meant last year was that often we were down there looking after just Olivia, because the 2 older children, Maisie and Martha, would go on the slides pretty much most of the day when you were there, and that kind of brought that down. We also needed somewhere with a kids club. So we looked around, and eventually we found our site. And our site for France 2019 is Camping-le-Lac d'Orient, which is about 3 hours 45 minutes from Calais with a normal car. So I'm thinking it's probably going to take us the best part of 5 hours to 5.5 hours having the break. So I think that's manageable with children, because you can go with some snacks and bits and pieces, tide you over for about 3 hours, then have a stop, toilet breaks, have lunch, then get back in the car and drive down to the campsite. It had everything we wanted. It had outdoor pool, good size. It had slides for the older girls. It had a kids club for the older girls. It had other entertainment as well. As I said, it wasn't too far, so it's not going to cost us too much. We're not staying on a service pitch. We're going to stay on a pitch where we still have to fill our aqua roll and we still have to use our Wastemaster. But the price is pretty reasonable, and we'll put some details down below. We also found, one of the reasons we went to France in the end was that we found a ferry deal for there and back at reasonable times that was only just under £200, which I thought was an amazing deal. So that's our update. We're going to go to the Camping de l'Arc d'Orient for our France 2019 trip. And hopefully you could put some comments about where you're going, whether that's the UK, what site you're going to, or if you go to France, what site you go to. I think it would be useful for other people as well to see why you're going to choose to go to that place, either the UK or France, or why that particular campsite. And we'll have an update later about the campsite and about the kind of other reasons of why we're going there for 2019. If you don't already, please click below to subscribe and click the bell to make sure you get notifications, and give us a like. And hopefully that's been a useful video for you to think about where to go for your trip during 2019 for your main holiday. Goodbye.